Hi everybody, welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers does, win, doesn't matter who's out there. Let's get into it. Welcome to the QB School. Aaron Rodgers just finding a way to keep winning. Doesn't matter who's out there playing wide receiver. Right here, big 3rd and 5. Again, this is just what he's done forever. Drifting to his left. Little flick of the wrist. Good enough accuracy here. Nice catch. This is just great vision, great feel in the pocket. Again, he's always going to be in rhythm. And so right here, we're just hitting that shallow coming across from the tight end. Now they get here a little funky with the formation here, but this is just bunch. We're going to run some variation of a middle field read, some variation of a basic, and then we're going to hit that shallow shot down here. And so usually the way that this thing plays out is you can alert this thing if you love it. And then depending on what the coverage is, man is usually to the shallow, to the basic, flip it versus zone. And then if it's open, so any variation of split field coverage, usually alert that middle field read or post. So just a bunch of different ways to be able to get through that read. This is why it makes it such a versatile third and medium play. But right here, I just love the fact that he is able to go to his left and flick it to his right. Now it's open, no doubt about it. But again, how they get there, you can see what it does to the defense up top with the corner. They're confused, trying to get a signal. Look at those DBs up top on the right. They're looking for the safety for a call, for a bunch check. They don't get it. Now they're having a hard time sorting out who's going with the vertical 3, who's running with 1 across the field, and there it is. Quarterback wise here, just watch the drift. Subtle little drift to the left, stays in rhythm. It puts all his cleats in the ground. Feet don't have to be perfectly lined up. You can see the torque that he's able to generate with his hips, with his core. Nice easy flick. Pretty sweet. Just doing it forever. 4th and 3. Here's a little quick out down here to the boundary, to the bottom of the screen. You can see come across with man. They're running double moves by the number 2, little stick nods. And really the way that these things go, usually it's if you have the quick out or you have the kind of alert here that they end up throwing in the West Coast terminology, take it. Otherwise, you're going to be going off matchup, middle field close player for the stick nods. Nice little low and away throw. Again, not perfect accuracy, but this is, it doesn't look perfect, but it certainly does the job here as far as what they're trying to do. So not the easiest little quick out leverage here. You can see where that defender is, outside leverage. Again, low and away, give him a shot. Now, if that wasn't there, how would we play this thing out? We're getting a little stick nod here. So really, these are just pseudo seams with double moves. And the way that this usually works is you either pick the matchup you like, or if there's a middle field player this tight, usually they'll double someone. But if they're really playing the true middle, you just go away from that middle of the field player. And then if that wasn't there, you're going to hopefully get that check down. But 4th and 3, you got to love the fact that they build all these elements into it. So it's not just, hey, 1 or none. It's we've got all these different options. They can't be right. We just got to go execute it. And again, easier said than done, throwing that ball 4th and 3 to the boundary to the left. Again, for me, just watching Aaron play forever, it's just the rhythm that he plays at. 1, 2, 3, smooth, gets it out. And when he's on time, pretty hard to stop. It doesn't matter who's playing wide receiver or skill positions for him, it feels like. Just the balance, the torque. Fun to watch. Here's a touchdown. Again, love how they get here. You can see Aaron playing buddy ball with his boy Cobb on the signal here for a little RPO. Fortunate that he throws this kind of corner route because the center, I'm pretty sure, goes the wrong way. It looks like the center goes to his right when he needs to be, everybody else is running zone left. You can see the little signal though. Pay attention to just this little up signal, whatever the hell that is. You can see Cobb relay it out to the outside wide receiver. Again, just being on the same page. Such a privilege to have these guys that trust each other, but watch that center. That's a bad, let me tell you, that's a bad feeling having someone run through the A-gap on a run. Love the RPO though, tight red area. Aaron's always going to want to throw the touchdowns. You can watch the communication, Cobb up top. So there's a signal, and he signals it out to the wide receiver. Just that little subtle hand up to the right of his helmet. Echo out the call. That's what they call making sure we're on the same page communication-wise. They're going to hit you up with pressure in an RPO. You got to throw it. Again, that's not bad coverage. It's by no means a perfect ball, but that's a hell of a catch right on his body. I'm sure he'd love to put that thing a few more yards toward the sideline. But I mean, he takes a shot too, right? It's a big boy shot. That's a center critical error there, getting your quarterback hit like that in an RPO. But check out Aaron's base. All his cleats in the ground. Again, he doesn't have to be lined up, never has had to be lined up. He's got able to be a tick open, get that hip ripped through. Just generates ridiculous amount of force and torque. And he's got the quick release. All those things put together to make a pretty special package. There it is. Signal. They're going to heat you up. We don't have enough blockers. Also helps when everyone blocks the correct guy. That's a nice catch. Buddy ball. Love it. Next one down here. Now, you're probably saying, why the hell did you put this incompletion grounder into the film? This, to me, really shows the full width of when a quarterback has just got it all going. To be able to turn down throws like this. So this is just a nice, easy quick out, right? We've already seen him throw this quick out on 4th and 3. I think they'll probably run mirrored elements of it. And right here, if you're just looking at the space here, this is certainly enough space for this. Now, I don't necessarily love the outside leverage, but when you're in these condensed sets, you're almost always going to get outside leverage. So if you were to work the top, it's there. Okay? It's there. He chooses to come down here to the bottom, fine, whatever. The thing that this is on here for a few different reasons. One, he's got the ability to see and or feel this guy drive on this thing, and this thing is going to be a bad pick six. He is squatting all over this thing. And so he's able to not only not throw the pick six, but not even throw it. He's trying to pull this thing down Roethlisberger style and not even pump it, just turn it down. Kind of like someone talking in Tiger Woods' backswing. Just stop it. Now, he can't hold on to the ball. He ends up throwing a little dribbler. But that in and of itself is really special to me. And then we'll talk a little bit about Pass Pro from the tight here, what makes it a little bit more difficult. But you can see when he goes to throw this thing 3-step, I mean, that corner is driving the quick out. He's able to feel that. That's going to be bad. It's just really impressive to be able to kind of, I know it looks like nothing, but that's him turning that thing down. To be able to feel that and be able to do that, pretty special. Now from the backside, and this is just my own issues with Pass Pro, if you know you're working to the left, now I don't know how they know what side they're working to, but let's assume that they're dialing this up and he's thinking, I want to throw it to this side. To me, I would prefer to have the back set over here. And that's just a simple call in the huddle for these guys, West Coast World, 200, 300 jet, Pass Pro. But you can see because the back goes this way, he's kind of in Aaron's way. And it's always going to be a little bit harder when you're going to your left, especially in 3-step, especially under center. This is like going in a time warp backwards because you got to kind of, you know, you'd love to dovetail and be able to do it, but most guys are just going to drift and open that 3rd step and be locked in, ready to go. And it just makes things harder when this guy is to that side. To me, if it's just easier to set the back the other way, even if you throw to the right. So you can see the back coming this way, and you see how he kind of has to like get out of his way. Just makes things difficult, more difficult. Now, easy for me to say with the clicker, you know, don't know which way exactly why they want to do it that way. Maybe they got somebody they want to help on that side, but it's quick game. You know, they're not, these are NFL linemen. You're not helping on quick game. I just like setting the back the other way. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. It lets you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I certainly appreciate the support for the channel. Then if you want even more quarterback school content, hop over to the Quarterback School Patreon community, really trying to create the environment of exactly what it's like in an NFL quarterback room. And then if you are looking for the absolute premium content on the channel, check out the courses. We've got courses that go in depth into a number of different topics, RPOs, pass pros, coverage, tempo, quick game, all sorts of stuff. Check it out. The links are in the description. I appreciate it. Let's keep the video going. Next one here, really cool design. Bummer when someone gets hurt on a play like this, but this is outstanding design. Absolute strike, anticipation, throw from Aaron. You can see him anticipate this window for the what West Coast World calls a special route. Look when he lets this thing go. He's got to wrap it around 58's ear. Absolute strike. That's a handoff. Just love the anticipation. Throwing it around somebody. Also beautiful design. This is just 4 verticals. But how they get there is pretty cool. They're going to have the back run the seam. So coming from all the way over here to run that special, not easy to do. Come across. To me, that special is just the number 3, and I'll go vertical in 4 verticals. And then we're going to get the seam here. Usually paired with a go. Here's the check down, and then whatever you want down here. It can be literally come back, out, vertical, whatever you want for that spacing, but the spacing remains the same, and it's just off this player. Now again, I know I've talked about it a number of times on this channel. When you get cute with these plays and do either jet motion, ghost, whatever you want to call it, you have to be aware of how they're adjusting to the motion. Are they kicking? Are they spinning? You know, somehow you're bringing someone else to the party. So the best premium look to me is when they just run and play man. That keeps everything clean. Clean for them and clean for the quarterback. But you have to know what they're going to do, because if you come up and rip this seam, sometimes, especially from the backfield, happens later. You know, this guy all of a sudden now is drifting over there because you've got this jet or ghost action. So just the awareness of that, and that's why I think it's even better when you come back here and attack this area of the field. So really nice job, excellent execution. Let's go all the way from the start so we can see the motion adjustment. There it goes. Again, they're having, you can see at the bottom of the screen, they're miscommunicating who's going, who's who in the zoo. You go, I go, nobody goes. Again, this is obviously not a defense you want to play. Look at the spacing up top. They don't need 3 guys in the flat. The speed out down here actually looks like it's going to potentially be a double move. But you can see all that space down here to the bottom of the field in that seam area. Get over there with that special. And again, you have to be able to throw a perfect strike. But really nice. Just outstanding design, execution. You can see Aaron check the left with his eyes. No, in time, in rhythm. And again, just being as accurate as anybody who's ever played. Last touchdown here, first play of the 4th quarter. Again, miscommunication because of motion. We'll slow this thing down, see exactly how it happens. But buddy ball, they've run this flat screen a bunch. Watch the wide receivers up top. They're going to fake block, run the slant. And again, just motion, putting a significant amount of stress. Love seeing DBs make that kind of hand gesture. I mean, from the quarterback perspective, he makes it look so easy. You know, I think he probably does himself a bit of a disservice drifting to his left here, but that's, you know, almost too picky. That's a ridiculous throw. Ridiculous throw. He makes it look easy like that all the time. So watch the adjustment to motion here. They're going to run with the motion. Okay, and what we need to pay attention to is, and unless you're in the DB room, you really don't know how they're handling this up here. But you can see he's making a call. Whatever. I'm going to guess some iteration of a banjo or me and you call, what basically means that the 2 of us have these 2 however they go. And so if he runs to the flat, you would think that this DB would then come down here, take that, and they would switch. And now he would have the bluff slant. But I would also say that's really, really hard to do. This is what motion does to an offense. Motion does to a defense. So when he's coming across like this, it's almost impossible to make a call to this guy. He's almost, to me, always got to be locked. Now, again, I'm not in their DB room. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's really hard to communicate this to a guy running full speed, also looking and tracking this guy, because if he puts his foot in the ground and comes back, he's got to come back too, most likely. So to me, this communication is between these 2. And all they're really saying, I'm guessing, is who we doubling. Because technically, they've got 3 over 2. This looks like straight up man. So when he comes over here, right here, he's coming to the party. How are they handling this? So to me, this call is probably right to there. And he's saying, we got this guy wherever he goes. If he goes out, this guy will take him. If he goes in, he needs to be the safeties. So you can, to me right here, the motion kills this guy. They messes with their communication. The guy over the number 2 is thinking he's got help inside. He gets the bluff slant, and where's the safety? No mas. He's gone with the motion. He's confused. So lots of moving parts. You can see the communication, little drum. Safety is all over the place. Not helping anybody. He's not helping the flat. He's not helping the slant. And then look at 7. You gonna do me like that? It's tough. Motion, tight red zone, puts a lot of stress on a defense, and you got to be able to make throws like that and execute. Pretty awesome. So that is a wrap. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, manufacturing offense. Love taking advantage of Aaron's skill set as far as getting the ball out quick, accurate, all sorts of great stuff, some design elements in there as well. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.